Caitlin Clark shoots 93% from the free throw line. Saturday night in Brooklyn, she played 40 minutes and never got there once. Not a single trip. Meanwhile, Breanna Stewart alone took more free throws than Indiana's entire roster combined. The Fever led by 12. They lost by 8. And the commissioner whose name is on this tournament hasn't said a word. This isn't about one bad whistle. It's about a pattern over a year in the making, and what it's about to cost Indiana going forward. Picture the third quarter. 57-45 Fever. 3.5 minutes left in the period, and Indiana is sitting on a 12-point road lead over a Liberty team missing Sabrina Ionescu. This should have been the statement win. Instead, New York closed that quarter on a 10-0 run. The final point came on a free throw after Aaliyah Boston picked up a technical as the buzzer sounded. The fourth was worse. New York trailed 66-62 midway through, then unleashed a 19-4 run to take control. Stewart shot 11 of 12 from the line during that burst alone. Her 2 free throws with 3:36 left put New York ahead for good. And here's the part that should bother everyone. The Liberty shot 36% from the field, 2 of 18 from 3. Season lows across the board. They still won. The free throw line carried them home, and nobody in a position of power seems the least bit interested in asking why. But what happened to Clark personally was even harder to watch. Clark started cold. 0 for 5 in the first quarter, no field goal until 3 minutes into the second. She kept grinding anyway. 9 assists, 7 rebounds, 1 bucket away from a triple-double. Then the fouls stacked up. That fifth one sent her to the bench while the lead bled out. By the time she checked back in with 4 minutes left, Stewart was already at the line putting New York ahead. Then the Liberty went straight at her. Rookie guard Pauline Ayer admitted it to reporters afterward. They knew Clark had 5 fouls, so they kept attacking, kept being aggressive. No code words. The scouting report was simple: she can't touch anyone, so drive at her until something breaks. Stewart ran the same playbook against Boston and the Fever bigs, baiting contact on every catch. Boston finished with 5 fouls of her own plus the tech. And look, New York did nothing wrong here. Smart teams attack when the whistle is tilted in their favor. That's exactly the point. The question was never about the Liberty's strategy. It was always about how the whistle got so lopsided to begin with. And when you pull up the actual numbers, they hit even harder. 40 free throw attempts for New York, 15 for Indiana, 27 fouls on the Fever, 19 on the Liberty. Stewart went 18 of 21, a career high in makes. Her 21 attempts by themselves topped what Indiana's entire roster got all game. And Clark, the 93% shooter, the player who lives downhill with defenders draped all over her, attempted 0. Not a rough night at the line. No line at all. You can argue any individual call. You can't argue a 25 attempt gap. Teams don't coach around that. They don't shoot around it either, especially when the other side goes 2 of 18 from deep and still walks off with a win. So the question isn't whether the whistles decided Saturday. It's who's responsible for them. And that question leads straight to one office. This wasn't a random game in June. This was a Commissioner's Cup game, the in-season tournament Engelbert's office created in 2021 with a $500,000 prize pool and a championship game set for June 30th. Her event, her showcase. And Indiana isn't a tourist here. The Fever are the defending Commissioner's Cup champions. They won Engelbert's trophy last summer while Clark was hurt, proving the franchise's future was bigger than one player. Engelbert herself has called Clark the most popular athlete in America. She's credited her with tens of millions of new viewers. So hold both of those facts at once. The player the Commissioner built her entire growth story around played 40 minutes of the Commissioner's own tournament and never got sent to the line. And this isn't new. Go back to May 2025. Same opponent. The Fever lost 90-88 on a final play where Clark got stripped with no whistle. Stephanie White called it pretty egregious. She pointed to a -31 free throw discrepancy across a stretch of games. She used the word disrespect. That was 13 months ago. Different roster, different season, same opponent, same pattern. Reports suggest Engelbert once told a player that only losers complain about referees. If that's the standard, what do you call a commissioner who won't even acknowledge the problem exists? And while the league stayed quiet, Clark's week was already spiraling before she ever stepped foot in Brooklyn. Thursday, she played visibly sick and still put up 17-7 and 8 to beat Atlanta by 12. Friday, she answered questions about a column calling her team's situation the hardest job in basketball, a column her own front office had amplified publicly. The sideline blow-up with Stephanie White in Portland was still making rounds. One commentator claimed the Fever were looking to trade Clark to the Sparks. Another falsely reported White was getting fired. The team revoked a beat reporter's credentials over injury coverage. Then Saturday happened. She walked into Brooklyn carrying all of that, caught 5 fouls, watched the other team openly target her because of them, and never shot a single free throw. Her response? She took the blame, called her fouls dumb, said she needed to be better. No complaints about the refs, nothing quotable for the league office to read on Sunday morning. Maybe that's discipline. Maybe it's a player who knows that speaking up comes with a fine and a target in this league. Either way, the loudest voice in Indiana's locker room chose silence on the one number everyone watching could see. To be fair, Indiana's problems weren't all the whistle. They shot 60% from their own line, turned it over 15 times. Mitchell needed 21 shots for her 21 points. Boston went 6 of 15 and earned that tech with her own words. A cleaner Fever team probably survives Saturday even with the gap. Grant every word of that. The 25-attempt discrepancy still sits there unexplained, in the commissioner's own tournament. Against the same opponent White flagged 13 months ago. Good teams overcome bad nights. No team overcomes a pattern. After the Chicago game earlier this week, Clark admitted she intentionally picked up a technical foul just to start getting calls. Think about that. The biggest star in this league has resorted to gaming technicals just to reach the free throw line. What would change everything is one sentence from the league office, an acknowledgement, a review. Anything that tells the most watched player in the sport she gets the same whistle as everyone else. If the commissioner whose name is on this tournament, whose growth story runs through number 22, won't say something, then who will?
Before going further, if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to smash that subscribe button. It really helps us keep bringing you the content you love. Share this video with your friends so they don't miss out on all the drama and excitement.